The pyramids are more than just ancient monuments. They are symbols of human ambition, belief, and determination. Even after thousands of years, they still stand tall against the desert sky, raising the same question people have asked for centuries. How are the pyramids actually built? In this video, we will explore that question step by step, with a calm, human-centered narrative that separates myth from reality. To understand how the pyramids were built, we first need to understand why they were built. In ancient Egypt, the pharaoh was not seen as an ordinary ruler. He was believed to be a living god, the bridge between the human world and the divine. When a pharaoh died, his body had to be preserved, and his soul needed a secure path to the afterlife. The pyramid was designed to be that eternal gateway. The earliest Egyptian tombs were simple underground graves. Over time, these evolved into mastabas, rectangular structures built above ground with flat roofs and sloping sides. Mastabas were practical, but they did not yet represent the scale of eternity that the Egyptians imagined for their rulers. This desire for permanence pushed architecture forward. A major breakthrough came with the step pyramid of Djoser, built around 2600 BCE, designed by Imhotep, one of the greatest minds of the ancient world. This structure stacked multiple mastabas on top of each other. It was the first large-scale stone monument in history and marked the beginning of pyramid construction as we know it. The true pyramids reached their peak during the 4th dynasty, especially on the Giza Plateau. Here stand the three most famous pyramids: Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure. The Great Pyramid of Khufu was originally about 146 meters tall and remained the tallest man-made structure on Earth for over 3,800 years. Even today, its scale is difficult to comprehend. One of the most persistent myths is that the pyramids were built by slaves. Archaeological evidence tells a very different story. Excavations near Giza have uncovered workers' villages, bakeries, medical facilities, and burial sites. These workers were paid, fed, and respected. Many were skilled laborers who took pride in their work. Most of these workers were farmers who worked on the pyramids during the Nile's annual flooding. When their fields were underwater, they joined state projects like pyramid construction. This system allowed Egypt to mobilize tens of thousands of workers without relying on slavery. Food played a crucial role in keeping the workforce strong. Workers were provided with bread, beer, onions, and meat. The scale of food production alone shows how organized the Egyptian state was. Building pyramids was not chaos, it was logistics on a massive scale. Now, we come to one of the biggest questions. How were the massive stone blocks moved? Most limestone blocks weighed between 2 and 3 tons, while some granite blocks weighed over 10 tons. Without wheels or modern machinery, this seems impossible at first glance. The most accepted explanation involves wooden sledges and sand. Ancient wall carvings show workers pulling stone blocks on sledges while someone pours water onto the sand in front of them. Wet sand reduces friction, making it easier to move heavy loads. Modern experiments have confirmed that this method works. The stones themselves came from different locations. Limestone was quarried locally, while granite was transported from Aswan, hundreds of kilometers away. These stones were moved along the Nile using boats during high water levels. The river was Egypt's greatest natural highway. Raising the stones to build the pyramid is another mystery that has inspired many theories. The most popular theory involves ramps. Straight ramps, zigzag ramps, and spiral ramps have all been proposed. Each has advantages and challenges. Many researchers believe the Egyptians used a combination of ramp systems, adjusting their methods as the pyramid grew taller. Early stages may have used long, straight ramps, while later stages relied on spiral or internal ramps. Flexibility was key. Precision is another astonishing aspect of pyramid construction. The Great Pyramid is aligned with the cardinal directions with remarkable accuracy. The error is less than a fraction of a degree. This level of precision suggests advanced surveying techniques. The Egyptians achieved this alignment by observing the stars. By tracking circumpolar stars, they could determine true north with incredible accuracy. Astronomy was not just spiritual, it was practical. Inside the pyramids, narrow corridors and chambers reveal careful planning. These spaces were designed long before construction began. The King's Chamber, Queen's Chamber, and Grand Gallery were all positioned with purpose. The pyramids were not empty shelves. They were part of a larger complex that included temples, causeways, and smaller pyramids. Each element played a role in the pharaoh's journey to the afterlife. There are many theories that suggest supernatural or extraterrestrial involvement in pyramid construction. While fascinating, these ideas lack evidence. Everything we know about the pyramids can be explained through human ingenuity, organization, and persistence. Building a pyramid was not just a construction project. It was a national mission. It united farmers, craftsmen, engineers, priests, and officials around a shared belief system. Everyone had a role. The human cost was real. Injuries happened, lives were lost, but workers were buried with honor. There remains show signs of medical care, including healed fractures, proving that injured workers were treated, not discarded over decades of construction. Knowledge was passed down, refined, and improved. Each pyramid benefited from lessons learned from the previous one. This gradual perfection is visible in the archaeological record. When the pyramid was finally completed, it was originally covered in smooth white limestone casing stones that reflected sunlight. From a distance, it would have looked like a shining mountain of light. Time, earthquakes, and human activity have stripped away much of that casing, revealing the rough core we see today. But even in its incomplete state, the pyramid remains breathtaking. The pyramids remind us that advanced technology is not the only path to greatness. With simple tools, deep knowledge, and collective effort, ancient Egyptians achieved what still inspires awe. They are proof that human cooperation can overcome enormous challenges. Stone by stone, year by year, the pyramids rose not through magic, but through determination. Today, as we look at the pyramids, we are not just seeing ancient tombs. We are seeing the fingerprints of thousands of ordinary people who worked together to create something extraordinary. The true miracle of the pyramids is not how mysterious they are, but how human they are. They stand as a reminder that when people share belief, purpose, and discipline, they can build monuments that defy time itself.
Follow for more videos like this.